Hey, what's going on with you guys, man? I'm going to attempt. I can't promise you. I'm gonna try to make this video no more than like let's say 6, 7 minutes, but we're gonna get into my player props for today. All these are definitely not gonna be played, but these are what I like so far. There's 19 plays that I like so far. I will break down some of them, not all. I'm not gonna get too extensive with every single play. And of course, like I said, we're not gonna run all of these, but these are what I like. These are what I like the most so far out of all the games, excluding the Monday night game and the Sunday night game between the Broncos. I try not to bet on my favorite team. I don't like, I just want to enjoy the game, right? Unless it's just too much, unless it's just easy money there, I'll probably avoid it, right? And of course, a lot of these will get condensed just so I can make this into a parlay. But for now, I'm just gonna go through some of these. And actually, I'm lying. Before I get into that, I do want to plug in. I do want to promote the Discord, man. Hopefully, you guys will join us. This is my Discord right here. Uh, Damn, I thought you could see the name from there, but let's just see. I think if I click invite people, all right. So you see the name, Gambling Addicts Anonymous. This is the Discord where we talk plays, college basketball, NBA, MLB, NFL, all that good stuff. You see, we got different channels within this. We got the audio channel, everything like that. So feel free to join. We do talk plays in here. It's gonna we do got to pick up on the members. We only got about 15 members, kind of low, right? But yeah, feel free. I'll put the link in the description below, and let's jump right back into the play. So first game we got the Ravens. You see, we got Mac Jones over 32.5 passing attempts. So in the first 2 weeks, I think the first game against the Dolphins, he only attempted about 30 passes, and then last week versus the Steelers, he attempted I think a 35. So this is kind of like a split between those two, and I think we'll get the over in this game mostly because the Ravens will put a lot of pressure on that Patriots defense, and I think the Ravens definitely get somewhere around 24 to 27 points on this Patriots defense. They are not the Patriots defensive pass. They still are a disciplined group. Like they're not getting lit up. But first week was first game of the season against the Dolphins. As long as and people will look at that game against with the Ravens and Dolphins and say, well, the Dolphins were able to put up 42 on the Ravens, but they couldn't do that to the Patriots. So the Patriots defense is a little tough, but I think that's just so week one, Patriots gonna play a little more disciplined. These guys weren't blowing coverages like the Ravens were. The Ravens had probably about three blown coverages that led to big plays. So I really don't want to bank on that. It's a week to week matchup thing. And of course, the Patriots are a rival for division rival for the Dolphins, so they'll see each other multiple times. So they'll definitely know how to game plan against a guy like a Tua or something like that, right? So I like Mac Jones over 32.5 completions. Now this is one of the plays I might actually stick with. As far as the parlay goes, I'm most likely gonna straight bet this as well. But let's go on to the next play. Next play, we got Mark Andrews over 58.5 completions. As long as he's seeing 7 to 10 targets a game, I think this 58.5 number is attainable. And of course, within the respective weeks, he got 7 targets week one, 11 last week. I think this continues. I think that pace stays. Next game we got Josh Allen versus the Dolphins. This is just crazy, right? Like I do know this number is juice. Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdown. That number is juice. But I just think the way this Bills offense is clicking, it's no way, right? Like Josh Allen can't get two TDs on this Dolphins defense. Well, Lamar showed. I think Lamar might have had like three. They had 3 or 4 passing TDs last week against the Dolphins, and I don't even think the Ravens offense is anywhere as close to as dangerous as this Bills offense with Josh Allen leading the helm. So over 1.5 passing TDs, and I'm getting a minus 180 on it. Probably not a straight bet just because of the juice. And I might even still straight bet it because this just seems like such a good. This is just a really good play. But it's definitely going into the parlay for sure. Now these next few, Next few, a little iffy. Josh Allen over 35.5 passing attempts. Now, for me, I like to stay away from passing attempts of quarterbacks who scramble a lot, or who probably, guys who probably get about 6 to 10 rush attempts a game, right? I don't want that. I want every single time you drop back, I want it to be a pass, right? Either you're getting sacked or a pass, but you know, in this situation, I will hope for it to be a pass. But I do like the Josh Allen over 35.5 passing attempts. The Bills defense is missing Jordan. No, Micah Hyde. I think Micah Hyde is out for the season. There's no Jordan Phillips. Dane Jackson, one of their DBs, and they're already missing Tre'Davious White. I think this will put a lot of pressure, especially on that front four to get home. I think the Dolphins will score some points this week, right? So I think this will put Buffalo in a situation where they probably are. They probably, of course, I think they win, right? But I think this is a situation where they'll still be passing late into the fourth quarter. I don't think this is like the Titans game last week where Josh Allen. I don't even think Josh Allen played the end of the third. I think the game was over by the third quarter. So I like the attempts. Now Stefan Diggs, of course, like the first 2 weeks he's been on fire. I think he's probably the highest fantasy point scorer. 80.5 receiving yards. He's definitely like surpassed that the first 2 weeks of the season. I'm going to keep that train going until somebody can stop it. We just saw Rashad Bateman get bit. I mean, it's not even about Rashad Bateman really. We seen Stefan Diggs get over 100 versus Jalen Ramsey, albeit it was some broken coverages in that game as well. But he still was able to get busy against one of the best corners in the league. He had over 100 in both games. I think he continues that. Now, last game there was no Gabriel Davis, so maybe he steals a little bit of that, little of that thunder or whatever. But I still like this number regardless until this number starts creeping to about 90, a little bit over 90 or so. I probably won't play it anymore, depending on the matchup at least and who's on the field. Gabriel Davis, this is one I'm probably gonna take off. I do like it a little bit. 54.5 yards, especially like this is almost like a hedge, right? Like the parlay I'm doing, I can almost hedge that, right? One of these two is gonna get the yards. There's no way it's gonna be a Dawson Knox. Well, at least I don't see the Dawson Knox 6-7 catch game for 100 yards or anything like that. And we know Josh Allen's probably gonna put up at least 220 to 250 minimum. Like I probably say 235 minimum passing yards a game, unless it's a blowout. I don't expect the Bills to run over. The Bills not even a running team, so I don't really expect the run to hurt them much. Now, of course, we got the next play. Christian McCaffrey over 14.5 attempts. Now, this is a game where I think the Saints aren't going to move the ball that effectively, right? Their offense isn't any world beaters or anything like that, right? And they're on the road. I think this is a good spot for Christian McCaffrey to get over 14.5 rushing attempts. He had 15 last week against the Giants. Um, and I mean, the only thing that kind of scares me, both these teams are kind of a slow-paced team, and we're not. I don't think we're gonna see too many Christian McCaffrey 20 carry games anymore. But 14.5 seems like such a good number to get him at, especially considering the Panthers only 2.5 point underdog, right? And we all know Jameis is dealing with some of those. I think got some chips in his back or something like that. I do know he have a back injury, and that kind of hurt him last week against the Bucks. And I think this is a spot where the Panthers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers pull off the upset, and they're kind of playing keep away towards the end of the game, and that kind of boost. Let's say if McCaffrey had like 12 carries or so, he might get 2 or 3. Probably get about 4 to 5 carries in that fourth quarter, which would probably put us over. So we're going on from there. Next game, Matt Ryan over 21.5 completions. The Chiefs defense does scare me a little bit, and I kind of don't trust Matt Ryan in the spot, but 21 seems like, especially considering that Colts defense hasn't looked as good as it was last year. So we know the Chiefs we all know the Chiefs gonna put up points, right? Even on the road in Indy, they're a 5.5 point favorite on the road. And just that number, that 5.5 numbers, kind of lets me know that this game might stay close enough that it's not a blowout again. Matt Ryan, He's gonna probably get some garbage time numbers here. Let's say it's a 10-point game in the fourth. He's gonna be passing almost every play. I like that there. Now these two kind of don't correlate. The Jonathan Taylor over 17 and a half rushing attempts, but but Josh Taylor just seemed like a guy. He's just gonna somehow get to that number every time, right? He's just gonna somehow get to 18 carries. The Colts definitely lean on him a lot. And oh yeah, and of course going back to the Matt Ryan thing, he will get Michael Pittman back this week. He will get Alec Pierce, the rookie they got from Cincinnati. So I'm not too mad at that either, right? But if I had to take one of these off, I'd probably go with the Jonathan Taylor. Um, One because this one is a little juice higher, right? But I think this is a game where the Colts play from behind, so I definitely like Matt Ryan to get some garbage time yards, but some garbage time stats here. And we're on to the next one. Kirk Cousins over 277 passing yards. This one's a little risky. I never trust Kirk Cousins. Like that's one of the few guys that I really trust. And you guys seen it last. You guys seen it last game was that, oh yeah, Monday Night Football versus the Eagles primetime game. But this isn't a primetime game when nobody expected. This is when Kirk Cousins shines. The Lions defense has their pass defense has been pretty alright this year. You know, considering that after you look at how Jalen Hurts been playing, I'm not gonna hold it against the Lions for getting lit up a little bit. But they've been putting up a lot of points and putting pressure on other teams to score. So I definitely think this is a situation where Kirk Cousins probably has a good game in a losing effort. 277 is kind of low. I think Justin Jefferson is gonna probably eat this week for sure. They're not on the road. They're at home this time. They're not in the hostile what is the Eagles Stadium called? I don't even remember, but we're not gonna harp on that too much longer. I like the over. This probably stay in the parlay as well. Derrick Henry over 20 and a half rushing attempts. I like this for sure. I don't think the Raiders defense is anywhere as stout as the Bills defense up front. They do have some good passers. I like Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, everything like that. But they're not gonna put enough. I don't think they're gonna hold Derrick Henry to like 2.1 yards a carry, something crazy like that. So this is definitely a bounce back game for Derrick Henry for sure. And we all know he's getting probably 21. Any game that's close, he's probably gonna have 21 carries, 20 carries minimum. I can see there's some upside, especially at home. The Raiders are missing Hunter Renfrow, who fumbled the game away last week, but that kind of hurts their offense a little bit. Even though you still got Devontae Adams and Waller, just another receiver missing. So this game probably stays a little closer. Derrick Henry gets the attempts. David Mills over 30 and a half passing attempts. This is one I'm likely gonna take off. Um, I don't know if I can necessarily trust the Bears to force David Mills to have to pass the ball. The Bears seem to be playing slow, like they play at such a slow pace. They don't really pass the ball too often, so it's a lot of runs, killing the clock and everything like that. So I'll probably take this one off for sure. Brandon Cooks, the first 2 weeks, he's cleared this number in one of the first 2 weeks. I think week 1 he cleared the number, then week 2 versus the Broncos in Denver. He was probably, I think he was like 4 yards short of this, and that's a tougher defense than his Bears defense. So I like Brandon Cooks over. That probably stay there. This Alan Lazard against the Bucks. Bucks defense is stout, man. That Bucks defense is crazy. But I mean, if there's anybody Aaron Rodgers trusts on his team, it's probably gonna be Lazard, maybe Tanyan or whatever. So as far as the receivers go, so 37 and a half. It's a low number. And I think there's some upside to that. He might even get around 50 to 60. So this is definitely staying in the parlay for sure. Now all these plays from this Rams and Cardinals game. I'm gonna tell you like this. My favorite one from this probably be the Stafford over 268. Or I'm not actually. I'm lying. I probably say the Cooper Cup over 98 and a half receiving yards, just because Stafford loves him some Cooper Cup, right? This dude's targets is through the roof. It's almost looking like a Madden game or whatnot. But Stafford over 268 and a half passing yards. I think he's I'm not. Damn, I actually can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not sure he cleared this week 1, but he most definitely. Let me see. Let me see if he cleared this. And remember, I told you guys I lied. I'm trying to on keeping this video 6 minutes or whatnot. Let's see. So he didn't clear this week 1 against the Bills defense, which is crazy. Like that defense is stout, and he's throwing a lot of picks. 5 picks in 2 games, not good. One was against a great defense. The other one, eh, it's the Falcons, right? So he definitely cleared this, not by too many yards, right? But I don't think they're gonna get such a big lead. I don't think they're gonna get such a big lead on the Cardinals that they lean on the run game. I think last week, I think against the Falcons, I think they might have had about 27 to 30, somewhere from 27 to 30 carries as a team. I think the Cardinals defense will definitely do a good job at limiting the run. You know, Sean McVay, he's not a guy that's gonna really necessarily abandon the run too often, but I think this game plays up in pace. I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. Let me see what the total is. Total as of right now is 48 and a half. Oh, it's not that high. I thought it'd be somewhere like 51, 52 or so. But I still like this nonetheless. Kyler Murray, remember I told you guys I don't like taking attempts of quarterbacks that scramble a lot. So this is most likely to come out for sure. Especially since we can't put that in a parlay, right? Unless we take off the Stafford or the Cooper Cup. Greg Dortch, now this is a sneaky pick. 36 and a half yards. I think he might have cleared this both games as well. Let's take a look real quick. I think he cleared this first 2 games. Yep, he definitely cleared this. Week 1 versus Chiefs, he had 63, and then week 2 versus the Raiders, he had 55. The attempts, I mean the targets aren't too crazy, right? Like we definitely want more than 4 targets for him, but the number is so low that all it takes is maybe about a good 25-yard completion, and then we just sprinkle in like two more catches or so, and we're basically there. So I like Greg Dortch. He saw about 70% of the snaps last week, so that puts him in a good spot. Of course, we love Cooper Cup over 98 and a half receiving yards. He's getting that damn near every week. Um, and then last, Stafford over 24 and a half completions. I think he's cleared that twice in both weeks. So, or am I lying? He might not have cleared that versus the Bills. Oh no, he definitely cleared that versus the Bills, man. He threw 41 passes though. So, that's about it. I'm gonna condense this into a parlay. I'm probably gonna put it out on my Twitter or in the Discord link. So hopefully you guys are tuning in and following that. And with that being said, I'm gonna head up out of here. Peace.